ISIS terrorist Aaron Driver couldn't have been any clearer. In a homemade video released by the RCMP, Driver did not mince words about his intentions or his hatred for Canada.
Oh Canada, you've received many warnings. You're told many times what would become of those who fight against the Islamic State. I give my pledge of allegiance to Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, Amir al-Mu'mineen. He's called for jihad in the lands of the Crusaders, and I'm responding to his call.
Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is the leader of the Islamic State, and Driver was clearly a radicalized Muslim convert who wanted to kill in the name of jihad. ISIS has long had its eyes set on Canada. Its leaders and propaganda agents have, for years, urged jihadists to launch attacks against Canada, and Aaron Driver listened. Now, this jihadist video was discovered by authorities in the US. The FBI passed it along to their Canadian counterparts just hours before Driver was intercepted and killed. Driver was a known jihadist, and his own parole terms restricted him from using a smartphone, the internet, or social media. So how exactly was Driver able to upload and share his video? Well, during a press conference after Driver was killed, RCMP Deputy Commissioner Mike Cabana noted that Driver had constant contact with ISIS terrorists abroad. So why did so many media outlets in Canada report this as a lone wolf attack? Driver himself considered himself to be a part of ISIS, and we know that in the past he has worked with other ISIS agents. He was only a lone wolf insofar that he was alone at the time of his confrontation with police. Now, Driver was known to authorities. He was placed under a peace bond, meaning that he had severe restrictions on his civil liberties despite never being convicted of terrorism. And that's because of his communication with ISIS jihadists. In Texas, for instance, the terrorists sent Driver a text message before going and killing 2 people in the name of jihad. Driver may have been a depressed and deranged young man, but he was also part of a network of radical Islamists. And the authorities were absolutely correct in issuing a peace bond to restrict Driver's ability to carry out an attack. But the problem, however, is that the legal tools at our disposal are often not enough. The peace bond alone did not stop Driver from building homemade bombs, from pushing out his martyrdom video, or from planning his attack, which the RCMP said was imminent. Now, what likely did help authorities find and stop Aaron Driver from committing his atrocity on Canadian soil was Bill C-51, which was Stephen Harper's controversial anti-terrorism bill. Specifically, the surveillance and the information sharing provisions of Bill C-51 seem to have enabled various Canadian agencies to work together and to swiftly identify and locate Driver in a small community of Strathroy, Ontario, where, by the way, the Rebels' Andrew Lawton has been doing a terrific job reporting from. RCMP Commissioner Mike Cabana even noted this in his media debriefing after Driver was killed.
How quickly this was all established is actually a testament to the level of collaboration that exists between law enforcement agencies and security agencies in Canada and the United States. Without that level of collaboration, this would never, the outcome would have been quite different.
The anti-terrorism bill that Justin Trudeau campaigned against in the last election is at least partially responsible for thwarting this attack. Luckily for Canadians, Justin Trudeau just hasn't gotten around to making the amendments that he campaigned for, and hopefully he'll think twice about gutting the bill. Bill C-51 and laws that enhance our security are frequently maligned by leftist politicians and activists. But despite all the rhetoric, Bill C-51 never threatened to turn Canada into a police state. The law simply gives our law enforcement officials the modern tools needed to tackle this modern, new, asymmetrical war against plainclothes terrorists that live among us. And while our rights and our freedoms are sacred and they should never be needlessly sacrificed, freedom means nothing if we are not safe. Aaron Driver and his jihadist friends have been clear about their desire to wage a war against the West. We should be clear in giving our Canadian officials the tools that they need to fight back.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.